Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining me. We are back with the fourth to the last episode of X-Men Destiny. Doing a little stun action here into some combo nidge. We are drawing to the close. This, as I said, is the fourth to the last, so we have three more after this one. Comes to the exciting conclusion in the story of Adrian with density control. We are attempting to rescue Pixie at this point in the story. A Cyclops-like blast recently shot down a helicopter, so we are on our way to figure out what happened there. Failing to hit with all of that. I don't know what I was doing that day. Climb. Felt more like Spider-Man than an actual X-Men during a lot of those sections. Wolverine offensive. If I remember, I looked at it off recording and it was not actually something worthwhile, so that's why I didn't use it. I didn't consider it worthwhile. I'm sure it would have had some application. I just didn't consider it to be helpful, more helpful than the stun. Bam. I would have liked to have seen more combo ability with the moveset, because you get 4 different combo into things. Like that's the fourth one, that's ground pound right there. Throw it under the ball. The second one is just square, triangle, or XY, and it does a hit, a spinning back fist, and a clap, and it does like a shockwave of damage. So I would have liked to see more variance in what was possible. What I didn't mess around with to see if you could cancel, use fighting game terms, cancel would be to, during an active punch, do another input, and it would actually cancel that active punch into that other input. So let's say I did square, square, triangle, and during the ground pound, I actually cancel into the boulder dash. Don't know if you can actually do that. I didn't mess around with it too much. It didn't seem like that was something that needed to be looked into, because I didn't really have any problem killing the guys. They all seem to be handled fairly well. Ugh, Yanni. Staying up late doing video editing so I can finish these out in preparation for the Batman. Here I was testing out whether we can knock back projectiles, and as you saw him get hit by his own projectile, yes we can. This is something I discovered far too late in the game to really be useful. I wasn't sure if I was going to make that jump, so I was hesitating there, but it showed me wrong. Interesting use of the terrain in a construction site here. I was very hesitant about moving along these because I wasn't sure if they would allow you to actually run off the edge or not.
Get that mutant!
But it seems that they put up somewhat of an invisible wall. Like, I was so scared of it I didn't want to actually fight the guys. But then I realized there's the wall there that you have to finish them off before it'll let you move on. Very cautious, because I wanted to advance the game, see what we can come up with. A little Wilhelm scream there. Shoutouts to Wilhelm. If you know what a Wilhelm scream is, then you get a shoutout as well. If you don't, you should Google it. Wilhelm scream. Wilhelm and his scream have been in a lot of things. They're influential in the movie industry. A lot of media industries, actually. Boom! The boulder projectiles there, I forget what they're called. Obsidian shards? Yeah, I think that's it. Make sure you catch the checkpoint. You have to forgive my yawning. It just... okay, I did get that propaganda. I wasn't sure if I missed it or not. There's the helicopter crash site, so we need to end up actually fighting our way. I did catch that collectible, in case anyone's freaking out. I did see it. I'm using my utility power, which was the run, which was holding down R2 and X. And then here I just decide to boulder all through those guys and come straight for the robot. Which is usually a good idea, as I explained in a previous episode during a challenge arena. Just ignore everyone else and beat up the robot. It's funny when they try and hit me and I'm in the middle of doing that knock away. You just see them jump, attack, and then just fly away. It made me giggle. And the overpowered ball motion. You'll be seeing a lot of that from now on, because I realize how much damage it does, and it's completely invincible. So, just kind of broken all around. And I'll exploit it if I find it soon enough. Which I did. I didn't exploit it as much as I probably should have, but I figure there are some people who may or may not get a little queasy or motion sick about it, because it does end up spinning the camera a lot. You'll see it in a later on video. Spoilers. I'm not sure why I used that to break that box, but I did. We got a cutscene up all.
I'm gonna get you out of there.
No! Power dampener! Turn it off! I can teleport!
Persist in trying to oppose me, child. There is a certain dignity in accepting your fate.
Ah! Oh, no! I'm caught! Listen, that was Bastion. That was Bastion's voice.
I know. We'll stop him. Let's just get you out.
This is like the rally attack. He wants us to fight each other until he's ready to kill us all. If he gets my ability, don't let him. Please, don't.
I like how Juggernaut just shrugs the explosion didn't happen.
Like, get out of my way. Oh, it's a little warm here.
Hey, who croaked the kid?
You asked the right question, King Marco. You share the responsibility for this child's death. You and your X-Men. And I swore that if any more mutants died, I would be their avenging angel.
I'm not an X-Man.
You fought alongside Cyclops, and Cyclops brought this vessel down. I saw it.
Kid, you picked a fight with the wrong guy. Wait, that's not how it happened. Pixie! No!
It is what it seems. We are gonna fight Magneto. It's actually a multi-stage fight, so it's curious. Alright, so part one of the setup with Juggernaut and Magneto. At first I didn't realize what I needed to do, but essentially here you just avoid Juggernaut as much as you can and do damage to Cyclops' prison, the glowy part. You can avoid Juggernaut just by, you know, he'll do that charge motion every once in a while and the ground pound. You can avoid those quite easily. The charge, you just hide behind something like Cyclops' prison and he bounces up of it. You don't have to worry about him. But generally, if you can put something in between you and him, you don't have to worry about him. You just gotta worry about dodging Magneto throwing, you know, cars and stuff at you. Not a huge problem, but I did have my own fair set of issues with it. It's just a matter of timing, worrying about optimizing damage to the prison, avoiding Juggernaut, and avoiding the cars at the same time was kind of a pain. It's This game doesn't throw projectiles at the same pace as others, so I think that's why I had a problem avoiding them. And they track a lot more than other games I'm used to, I believe. Almost got it? Yeah. Sit down, Juggernaut. So now we go mano a mano with Juggernaut. Part 2 of the fight. Basically what's going to happen, you might see the little squiggly lines around Juggernaut's head. If you know anything about the canon, basically the only way to stop Juggernaut is to knock him unconscious. Professor Xavier used to do that with Psychic Blast to his mind. As... I forgot her name. I used to call her the White Queen. Emma. She had some other name, I don't remember. Write it in the comments if you know, because I forgot. But basically she's doing kind of the same thing, but she doesn't have the experience, I guess. So we are helping to knock him out by wearing him out physically. That's how I'm going to justify it. I'm sure that's how the developers would justify it. But you just avoid his charge attack, and he does a spinning back fist attack, and he does that ground pound. You can jump over the ground pound to dodge the spinning and the charge, and he's free. Free. So, especially when he does that charge and a wall knockdown, he gets dazed a little bit. I was doing that to recover my health. So any little openings for damage you can find, take them, and the fight will go faster than what I'm doing here. I'm very cautious when it comes to the first time through a fight, because I'm not sure what's going to happen. It's habits developed from, as I discussed in earlier episodes, playing WoW, and more recently with Demon Souls and Dark Souls games. They were very unforgiving. But it's okay, I liked it. That should put... one more hit puts Juggernaut down, and we move on to the next stage. He threw Cyclops at me.
Magneto, think this through. I loved Megan like a daughter. I'd never...
Oh no. Alright, so Magneto shuts up Cyclops, throws him back. So now we have a platforming section. We have that horizontal bar, this tank, and then a similar tank on the other side, and he does walls too. The only difference between the tank and the walls, there's that little hole on the wall close to the middle. You can actually jump over it. I think you get more room to jump over the tank closer to the middle, but you should be able to dash side to side. And once you get to this area, you just beat up Cyclops' prison. And then this happens. Cyclops will bring Magneto down, and you beat on Magneto for a bit. It's a little hard because the combos that you're given move more than really allow. Because Magneto's stationary. You're kind of used to the enemies moving backwards when you hit them, so it is a little awkward at first, but you get used to it. I should have been dashing. Should have gotten away from that one. But basically you just repeat that same process a couple times until Magneto's... well, he wouldn't be dead until Magneto's health bar wears down. Shoutouts to friends coming online. I think he resets a few times. This only saw that torn up subway car once. There's an obvious huge hole in the middle you jump through, so it's not typically difficult to deal with when it's something that obvious. I was trying to get around behind, put the prison in between me and Magneto so he didn't interrupt me. And it looks like their plan kind of worked. I don't know where I was going with that one. Come on. There you go. Sit down. Some good old X-Men teamwork here. I was trying different things to see how I can maximize damage on Magneto. And I think we have one or two more revolutions in this little stage here. Jump over. As a recommendation, when you're doing this platforming section, always return to middle. That way it'll be easier to dodge the incoming things.
I know what I saw, Cyclops.
Just like everyone knew what they saw at the rally. But it wasn't you, was it? And this wasn't me.
You've made common cause with fools and knaves, Cyclops. Even if you didn't kill the child, your pact with the MRD was what allowed the Purifiers to get a foothold in this city. From now on, if you or any of your X-Men cross my path, I will pause just long enough to crush them. Perhaps you deserve the benefit of the doubt. You fought like a warrior, and there's a place for you in my brotherhood. Choose now. I've no time for further debate.
Don't do this. You're not like them. I've watched you. If you care about the future for all of us, we'll stand alongside the X-Men. I know you'll make the right decision.
It's time to make that epic decision. And of course I go with the X-Men. Who wouldn't?
Very well. You've chosen your path, and you'll have to live with it. Briefly, I'd imagine.
Yeah, good riddance. This is far from over. We have a common enemy out there, and he just got exactly what he wanted. The X-Men and the Brotherhood at each other's throats. Come on. We'd best get you suited up. You know the old proverb.
What proverb is that?
If you want peace, prepare for war.
It's not exactly right, but it's close enough. Alright folks, that's going to be the end for this episode. My name is Shreds. This has been a Top Knot production. You guys have been awesome. Join me for the next episode and a couple more for the conclusion. And talk to you later.